every morning. I hope it's going to be fun. I'm just going to basically talk about recent news, things like that. So let's see. Oh, it did stupid things. So let's see. Well, it looks like it is what I thought. So it looks like, for the most part, today's news is all about Kenosha. Still, the same as yesterday. Um, hmm. So according to this, we have. Sorry, a little frog in my throat this morning. The COVID-19 vaccines are in phase 3 trials. I don't understand that at all. Most vaccines and things like that take years to map out. So something tells me in that regard that just just maybe, what the thing that they're working on. Now, I'm not saying this is some big conspiracy that China made so they can make us sick and blah blah. No, what I'm saying is the whole disease was created in a lab to begin with, which we know, which we have long known. Dude ate a bat from his work, so it's not hard to understand how, if they're creating a disease, that they would also be creating the vaccine for said disease long before, because it's easy to create a disease. You take disease A, disease B, and disease C3, and you try to meld all those things together to make a new disease. For whatever purpose. Sorry about that. For the purpose of what they were trying to do. From my understanding, the original COVID-19 disease was actually they were originally trying to create a vaccine for SARS and the common cold. That was its original intention when Obama basically hired China to do this. So that's understandable that the actual cure to it would probably come really quick. So anybody who thinks it's this great big conspiracy, logic dictates that the cure was already on the way long before the disease actually got out. In case it did get out, or in case, or they just modified what they were already trying to do to make the actual cure for it. More than likely, that's why the bat even had the disease to begin with. So, don't believe any conspiracy theories on that. At least I wouldn't. Then again, I don't believe them for the most part anyway. There are a few out there that are probably, a few conspiracy theories out there that I might buy into, but not many. Take JFK. There was another dude. He was not shot by a dude with a 27-year-old or 30-year-old unkept rifle from that distance. And bullets, last time I checked, don't make left-hand turns. I mean, I could ask, but, maybe they do. They just never put their blinker on. I'm not quite sure. It would explain some of the times I've missed while hunting. You know. But, so that's good news for all of you out there who truly worry about a disease that barely affects anybody. My personal opinion on that is don't bother worrying about it. move on with your life. It is less impactful than the common flu every single year. So if you're really truly worried about the coronavirus or anything like that, don't be. Your life will continue. I would recommend keeping grandma indoors, just like I would during flu season. Um, Anybody of the older variety or anybody who has a autoimmune disease, just be aware that you are at risk and take the appropriate precautions. Safety is above all else in all things. Keep your family safe. You know, don't allow things like that to affect your family. Take precautions the way you're supposed to. That's what I'm trying to get at there with that. All right, so then we have the Kenosha shooter. Now, it is a known fact that Portland, and in case anybody's wondering, which I doubt they are, but I'm actually from Oregon, not from that side of the state though. I'm from the Central Oregon. Not that it's any better anymore. Used to be. It's a little more country uh, than Portland, but for the most part, a lot of the same values between the two places do stand. So it sucks for us, but hey, life continues. Prioritize hauling all this stuff, please. I'm tired of it being in the dorm rooms. She doesn't have to sleep. I'm going to play this little Adeptus Mechanicus colony while I do this. If I lose them, I'll play something else. Oh! A raid, huh? Make sure that's the only place they're coming from. Okay, well. Since you have decided to be there, but now the Kenosha shooter. Now, although I do admit it is a tragedy that someone died. I mean, well, it's not. It is an extreme tragedy that someone died. It should not have happened, especially for the reason that it did happen. In no way, shape, or form should your political ideals in this country, or in any country for that matter, be a reason for you to die. We don't kill people in this country because of their political ideas. The whole point of the United States is that you have the right to choose who you vote for. We are a free country, and in no way, shape, or form should you be penalized or I don't know what's going on over there. Or in any way, shape, or form have your political view stifled because they don't like it. And I think that's what irks me the most about this is the fact that someone finds it okay and perfectly justified to silence someone because they support Trump. Support who you want to support because their ideals or their message means appeals to you. Do I like Trump? No. Do I like Biden? Even less. You know? A simple meal is rotted away in storage. I need to get power up. But to me, it is just utterly baffling that somebody would do that. Now, you see that kind of thing in third world nations, you know, communist nations, things like that, all around the world, and they do that for a particular reason. They do that so that you and people of, allow they don't sorry they do that so they don't lose their power, and that's exactly what's going on here. Well, maybe not exactly. It's probably not a power thing. It's more or less a, they want their ideology to prosper, or not even prosper isn't the right word. They want to dictate how it works for you. How they want to dictate the world in their image only. Marriage is on. Hmm. They want to make sure that their voice is the only one heard. So therefore, they can't lose, right? Because their ideology is the best ideology, despite what you feel is correct, and that is a scary thought. Um, let's see, what else do we have? So the Kenosha shooter, there was a protest in Kenosha, and for some reason there's a protest in Kenosha, but no protest in Portland that day. Hmm, hmm. Calling them protest is a bit of a overstatement. They are riots, and I can prove it. But yeah. So they are riots. They should not be condoned once they've begun rioting. Now, however, an actual peaceful protest where nobody's getting hurt, messages are given, they make their statement. That is 100% pure all-American democracy. That is what we're supposed to do. You know, if let's say there was a I don't know, some sort of political thing that I didn't agree with, or some political thing that I truly believed in that regard that was going on, I would 100% go out of my way to march in it peacefully. And let's say, you know, and even if, you know, the cops or whatever didn't want me to do it, as long as I was being peaceful myself, and I would go out of my way to also make sure that those around me were being peaceful. Because it is not just the individuals who are at fault when that happens. The whole mob should take into account or should take responsibility for what happens during their protest. You are a part of it too. It's not guilt by association, it's guilt by proximity, I guess, in a way. Um, when you are a person of sound mind and sound judgment and somebody is not being, it is your duty, especially if you are fighting for the same goal, to not allow them to tarnish or ruin it by... Wow, I cannot believe some of these people are still alive. That is insanity. Are you healing? Huh. I give you that. You're tough. What is your... Yeah. But, yeah. So go out of your way to make sure things in that area or what you're doing are done correctly, because it's going to reflect on both your movement and on you as an individual if it doesn't go well. That's just how it is. There's no way around it. It sucks that, because you have a similar belief as this moron who decided to smash a window. It sucks that you have to deal with that. But such is life. And it is not solely dependent upon the police. You cannot expect them to take care of everything. They can't be everywhere at once. They are a super minority among us. And you should thank, like many people say, thank a cop, because they go out of their way every single day to make sure that the things you like to do are kept safe. And you should wholeheartedly support that. So, the next time, I actually got pulled over this morning. I was going, my kid forgot something, and I was going a little too fast heading back to his school. And I didn't notice that the 20 mile an hour sign was still on, because I figured everybody had been gone. But the lines are what they are at schools right now. Kind of sucks, but so he pulled me over. He didn't give me a ticket. Even if he had, I would have thanked him still, because that is an important thing to do. Thank a cop, because they don't... It's not that they want to be assholes. I mean, I'm sure there's a few out there who do, but for the most part, they don't. They just want to keep people safe. They just want to do their job, go home, feel good about what they've done. Just like when you go to your job, you want to feel like you've accomplished something that day, that you've done the right thing. And that's all they really want. You know? So, allow them, give them a little bit of leeway when it comes to pulling you over. Don't get mad at them. They're just doing what they need to do. It's fine. Don't ever let anybody, if you see somebody giving a cop shit, a hard time because they were, yeah, because they were speeding or something like that, and they're just getting all belligerent or whatever. Make sure after now don't get involved during the cop's thing, but afterwards, if you get a chance to step over to the cop, say, hey, saw what happened. Thank you for doing what you do. Just that'll mean more to that cop than getting 10 awards. Just the fact that you did that, you went out of your way to say thank you. You went out of your way to appreciate what he does. You know, there's nothing more. There's nothing more or not. I don't know if satisfying is the right word, but nothing more. I don't know. I don't know what the right word is for that, but it just feels good when somebody says thank you. So they don't need to. They don't have to. They just do it because they know it's the right thing to do. And so go out of your way, do that, help people out. And you'd be surprised how, in all honesty, how wonderful it does feel that, you made somebody's day in that way. Because at the end of the day, we're all humans and we all need the same thing. You know? We all need those interactions. You know? I know when I was in the military, although it always felt awkward when somebody would thank me for my service or whatever, it's not that I disliked it or anything of nature like that. It's just it feels strange because to you sometimes it just feels like a job, but to a lot of people what you do means a lot, and you don't know that till somebody tells you, and that's what you should probably focus on when it comes to that. Let's see, what else we got in the news today? I've covered Kenosha. Oh, by the way, Portland, get your shit together and Mayor, you need to go away today. Um, yeah. According to this, wait, maybe I have two different things mixed up here. Uh, Portland shooting. Deputies are saying that they're not going out, which, in all honesty, although I dislike it, I don't blame them. Other than that, it just seems like a whole lot. Now, uh, although I didn't care for the Pink Panther movie, uh, uh, Mitchell B. Jordan, or I'm sorry, no, Chadwick Boseman, that's who died. It does suck. He was a he was a good actor. Didn't care for the movie, but that, in all honesty, the parts that I cared about in that movie or didn't like in that movie had nothing to do with his ability to act. We have lost a someone who could have been another Denzel Washington or you know a good actor. I think he had great potential, and condolences to his family for their loss. Apparently, a 14-foot crocodile captured at tourist spot in Australia makes the top 10 things on CNN's news. So, odd that that's important right now in these times. But hey, 14-foot crocodile in Australia, where all things try to kill you and eat you at all times. For some reason, that doesn't surprise me. In fact, the fact that it's not 18 feet, I think that surprises me more. If they had said 20-foot crocodile, I'd be like, it's Australia, where the bugs are 2 foot, 2.5 feet long, and would gladly consume you. What else we got? So that's CNN's down low. Let's see what Fox, the opposite, has to say. Not that they're biased at all. Kenosha shooter. Kenosha. All right, so I find this somewhat poetic. So the lovely mayor of Portland, uh, apparently it was his birthday the other day. Hold on, let's see. What does the whole story say? Right on Monday. So yesterday. Okay, the ads. Get rid of here. Yesterday was his birthday. Ted Wheeler's. And so for his birthday present from all those who he has supported and defended for the past, I want to say it was like it's close to 120 days. No, 200 days. Oh, really? No. Not 200 days. Really? Has it really been 200 days of writing? No, can't be right. That's got to be an inflation on Fox's part. Yeah, because it's not been 200 days. The rights started. Yeah, it's got to be close to about 120 days of writing. But so all those that he's defended and all that, so they marched to his home to protest him directly on his birthday and telling him to resign. Oh. And they were dispersed via tear gas because somebody started a fire. Again, if you are in a protest, research screen, batteries. Oh, I already got batteries. No, I don't want to do geoth. I don't need that yet. Let's see what the. No, we gotta get the more important things done. All right. What else we got? So for his birthday, he got a resign protest out front of his door. Now, I will state this fact. That if you protest in a large metropolis, like a big downtown area near a city hall or something like that, you're in the right. Moving into and around people's homes, you've entered the realm of get shot from somebody's porch. And I don't mean that's not like a threat, and it's not trying to go out of your way to, it's not going out of my way to try to say, hey, you know, if you come protest around my house, I'm going to shoot you. But you run the risk higher because when you're around somebody's home, they start to get scared. Fear leads to poor judgment. And if you've put yourself in the position to, for somebody to be that way, to be fearful of their life or their home, where their family is, I know if you stepped onto my lawn as a protester and, in any way, shape, or form, if I felt threatened, I would threaten right back. Because in no way, shape, or form are you going to threaten me, my family, or my home because you have your knickers in a twist because you believe this certain thing. That's not how the world works. You don't get to destroy me or my family or my stuff because you're upset. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to let it happen. And there are many people, especially in large suburbs and things like that, who feel the exact same way. So once you start marching in those areas, take the people in Illinois, who, as far as I know, the charges have been dropped. That was the last thing that I heard. However, knowing Illinois, or yeah, Illinois and everything, they're never getting their guns back, which is a travesty in and of itself. Uh, what else we got? Oh, okay. Apparently, McDonald's discriminates against black franchisees. Okay. McDonald's Corp has been sued by 52 black former franchise owners who accused the fast food giant of racial discrimination by steering them to depressed, crime-ridden neighborhoods and setting them up for failure. Okay, so if you are a franchisee holder, the only thing you have to do is order their food, comply with their health code regulations. The building must be up to their standards, their code, and of their design. You choose where it is because you are the franchisee holder. Now, if you can't find a building, like, they're going to help you. They're going to, like, let's say you're like, hey, I'm from this area. Well, they want to put you into an area where you know the people already because that puts you ahead in the foothold because the best way for a business to grow is through familiar people. Same thing with YouTube or anything like that. People I know are the first people who are going to, like, share, subscribe my channel. And so when they tell the quote unquote, the liaison, the McDonald's liaison, that hey, I'm from this area, they're gonna suggest those places because that's where you're from, and that's where their little sheet that they read off of says, incentivize them to work near their home, because when you first start up a business, it's not easy. It takes work. You're going to be there more hours than you probably want to be. Things like that. Um, Now that's the way I see it. They were unable to succeed due to discrimination. Oh, everything is discrimination. Why? Why? Why do you think everything is discrimination? Uh, so a California church uh, is having retaliation for having services amid COVID. Now, I outstretch my arm and apologize to all of California because for the representatives that you have, it sucks. I don't live in California. I was born there, Lancaster, California. Um, if you know where that is, well, you've seen the end of the world too. So for the most part, just stay away from the state. Don't go back. Let it rot and die and fall off the vine, because that's all that's going to happen down there. Mexico's going to take it back. They can have it. I recommend we cut off the water supply. Uh, when they do, not beforehand. They're still American citizens, and they should be protected by the U.S. government. And in all honesty, the U.S. government needs to step in and kick out some of the lunacy that is there. They are one of the only states yet to have any opening whatsoever. Uh, they are so deathly afraid of a virus that will give them the sniffles, and all that fun stuff that they are just that the state is dying because they are so afraid, and they shouldn't be that afraid. Nobody should be this afraid of a virus. Now, if it's a airborne uh, 3-week incubation Ebola virus that is incurable, yes, be afraid of something like that. If it's a zombie virus, for instance, I'm just using extremes here, people, because these things don't exist. Be afraid of that. A cold that dies in sunlight, but you want us to all stay indoors? No, please don't be afraid of that. It's just a cold. It is a less serious version of the SARS virus. And we've been living with that for I don't know how long. I could probably look it up, but I'm not going to. Um, yeah. So stop being afraid of the sniffles. Keep grandma and grandpa sequestered, and keep Timmy, who has, an autoimmune disease, put him in a bubble for a little while, okay? If you have an autoimmune disease, I am sorry. Ben, who's on this channel, he has an autoimmune deficiency. It sucks. We take special precautions, things of that nature. But you don't stop your life because, the sniffles are out there. Let's see. Used for the law for 45 years. The church's lawyer says is Los Angeles County Church says is being evicted from land that has been used as a parking lot for 45 years. In what the church lawyer says is a retaliation for its decision to hold indoor worship services during the pandemic. Again, Grace County Church, Sun Valley, California. I actually know where that is. I've been there. It's 20 miles north of Los Angeles. Says received a letter from the County of Los Angeles Department of Public Works on Friday informing them that they will be evicted from the parcel of land the church has used continuously since 1975. If the church fails to vacate the premises by October 1st, the letters dictate they may enter the premises and remove Grace peripheral property. Grace will be responsible for any district expenses? Wow. That's ridiculous. If the constituents inside there want to hold the services, Homeland Security Chief, uh, Urges Portland mayor to accept help after deaths in streets, months of riot. Let's read into their interpretation of this at Fox. Yeah, he already did that. He actually called him in and put people on the street. I don't understand this. Mm. Yeah, at some point, yeah, it's just saying, at some point, if the mayor doesn't stop this, or at least accept help from the Homeland Security guys, that eventually Trump or whichever president is going to step in. And that's 100%. He wrote a big old letter about it. This isn't much different than what we've already heard about it. There's been 255 arrests and declared 23 riots and unlawful assemblies. Despite Wolf told Wheeler, who stood by the pacific arguing, nightly violence will ultimately burn itself out. The evidence demonstrated otherwise. Yeah. After this point, yes, absolutely. And how many days did they say on this one? They didn't, did they? They just said months of riots, didn't they? 3 months, so 90 days. I think it's been a little bit more than that, but President Trump offered to send aid, which is exactly the right thing. Request federal assistance. Yeah, yeah, same nonsense as before. Nothing new there, other than he has really big ears. I feel your pain, buddy. I got big old ears too. Um, oh, dude riding around a jetpack. Oh, this is a little lighthearted. Airplane pilots report seeing a guy in a jetpack flying near LAX during approach. Nice. That's what I want to see for my protest. I want to see a whole fleet of dudes in those crappy little um, airflow backpack jetpack things that they have. Would cost an absolute truck ton of money. Um, that's kind of confusing. It says American Flight 1997. Oh God, sometimes I wish I could go back to 1997. Yeah, that's kind of funny. I like that. That's good stuff. A little lighthearted news. Uh, Apparently, no, like that's just what the pilot said. The pilot reported this. I don't know. Maybe he's got the covids and he's going insane. Um, Still surprised they even allow planes to fly right now. Because if we're being completely honest, of all the places where you're gonna catch the damn thing, is gonna be on an airplane. Jesus Christ, recycled air. I don't care if you're wearing a mask. Ugh. But yeah, more power to them. More jetpacks. That's what the world needs. That's what will make the world safe. More jetpacks. I love it. The airline pilot was just upset because maybe he felt his job was in danger because the guy found his own means of flying a plane or flying. But I think those things are tethered. Those things are usually tethered to something on the ground. It just lets you shoot up in the air like 400 or 500 feet or something like that. They are in no way. Now being close to an airport, yeah, that's not a good idea. Not very smart, because planes fly low near airports, and that's when you get sucked up like a turkey vulture. And having worked on planes for many years, it's not a pretty sight. I once had to clear out a sparrow of some weird endangered sparrow out of the inside of the F-16. We hit it in Florida. Oh God, it was gross. And that was just a sparrow. Imagine a human corpse. Good Lord, the blood. Oh, it's gonna be so gross. Yeah. So don't fly your jetpack around big airplanes because you'll go smoosh. The plane will happily suck your corpse up and spit you out the other side. It has like, anywhere between 3 and 5 engines on most commercial liners. Oh, work. I need to. Oh no, architect. I've been sitting here not doing this. Oh, a water generator. Wait, where can I build this at? Hey, there we go. Yeah, actually, that's perfect. Why, certainly. Wait, hold on. Cancel. Uh, is there a better place to put this? Well, it seems like it's got the most. I'll put it down here. See what we get. See what it says about it. There we go. I've never built this particular thing. I've never really played in an area that had lots of water flow. See what kind of power it generates. I will create some batteries. But, so if you guys like this particular, wrong thing. If you guys like this segment, let me know in the comments. It'll be about an hour long, between 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning. Every morning. And I happily do it. I will go over the news, give my 2 cents on it. Feel free to agree or disagree with me all you want. It won't bother my day in the slightest. But if you come to value my opinion at all, you know that I shoot, quote unquote, shoot from the hip. I don't much care for sugarcoating things. Let's see, what time is it? 53. Gotten food poisoning. Alright, let's find another news source here before we sign off for today. We have till 10 after. I will always do exactly 1 hour, as best to my ability anyways, depending on if I can remember. There are no impartial news. Let's see what the BBC has to say. Oh. Alright, oh my goodness. Okay, so this is actually a little more, let's Charlie Hebdo magazine republishes controversial Muhammad cartoon. French cartoon of the Prophet of Muhammad that made them the target of a deadly terror attack in 2015. I remember the attack. Republication comes a day before 14 people go on trial accused of helping the 2 Islamic attackers carry out their gun rampage on 7 January 2015. Well, I will say this. I am not a huge fan of the French, but this Charlie Hebdo, absolutely that is awesome. I give you mad props for that. That's saying, that's giving them the finger and saying, "No, you don't silence us." I love it. I absolutely love that. I do not love what happened because of it, but the sheer defiance in it, that shows a level that France hasn't seen in many years. Uh, where's the wood at? Am I out of wood? Well, then chop some down, please. Orders. Chop wood. I need the wood to make the windmill so I stop losing my food. It's almost winter. So, I will... Hold on one second. We'll get back to that in just 1 second. I need to make sure she prioritizes cutting down these trees. Because I need that water mill finished as soon as possible. There we go. She can take her recreation and then do that. Okay. All right. Back to the cartoon. All right. The 12 original cartoons of the Prophet of Muhammad, which were published in a Danish newspaper before appearing in Charlie Hebdo's. One of the cartoons shows the Prophet wearing a bomb instead of a turban. French headline reads words I can't speak because it's in French, and they mean all of that for this. I don't know. It must be a French thing. It's probably way more poetic in French, but to us it's all of that for this. Apparently is the headline. I don't know. In its editorial, the magazine that it has often been asked to carry on printing characters of the Prophet since 2015 killings. I am glad they finally did. It took them 5 more years, but maybe he couldn't swing it. But the fact that he did right now, I still give him props for that. The fact that they stopped him for 5 years, not okay. We've always refused. Oh, it actually states do so not because it's prohibited. The law allows us to do so, but because there was a need for a good reason to. Ah, okay. Oh, Guns of Gork. Oh, that's a lot of dudes. That is a whole lot of dudes. I don't see much in the way of actual guns. Looks like all knives to me. Alright. Please tell me this wall got finished. Okay, good. I will finish with the news, and then we will end this session with a good old raid in Rimworld. Alright. A reason which has meaning and which brings something to the debate, it says. I can respect that. That's an editorial choice. It's not because they were scared. Or at least that's what they say. 14 people were accused. What to expect at the trial is the headline here. 14 people were accused of helping the dude's attacks on Jewish supermarket and a police officer. 3 of the accused are being tried in absentia, as they are believed to have fled to northern Syria and Iraq. That's odd, but okay. I get it. Like, try them anyway. There's believed to be some 200 plaintiffs in the trial. They must have strange laws there. I don't understand that. When it comes to this kind of stuff, they usually, the state or, sorry, itchy ear, things like that are what actually gets them. But I guess there it goes by individuals. Different countries, different laws. I don't know French laws. Broadcaster reports the trial has been due to start in March, but was postponed for the coronavirus pandemic. It is due to last until November. Goes over what happened in 2015, which was, yeah, I'm not going to repeat all that. If you don't know what that is, you can look that up separately. That is the French attack in January 2015. If you want to look up that, that's old news. We're trying to do recent stuff, but it is important. Basically, they didn't like the cartoon, so they decided to shoot up the joint. I think they were eventually caught in Germany, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, if I remember the attack correctly. Charb had strongly defended the cartoons as a symbolic of freedom of speech. I do not blame Muslims for not laughing at our drawings. He told the Associated Press in 2012, I live under French law. I don't live under Quranic law. That's fine, and that's his point. And that's perfectly okay. Following the 2015 attacks, thousands of people took to the streets to protest the hashtag something Charlie. Oh, I am Charlie. Being trended around the world. Managing editor Biard told the BBC in 2016 that the magazine's emergence as an international symbol had brought with it fresh criticism. That's not really important. But hey, the main point on that is that the dudes, all the people who helped the dumbasses who shot up the place over a cartoon, for the love of God, get a sense of humor. If you don't like it, that's fine. Don't read it. It's freedom of speech. It's surprising to me that the French have freedom of speech in that regard like we do here in the States, at least to a degree, I guess. I doubt they have all the same freedoms of speech here as we do here. Again, I don't know French laws. But that'll take us to the end of news today. So, alright. Let's see what the orcs are up to. Are they going to go around through my lovely defenses? Oh, you are so... Oh, no, they're gonna stand around real quick. Mill around. Let's just hope my dudes don't leave. Ah, oh, nope. Raz, where are you going? Okay, you're hauling something. Okay, I'm okay with this. You can do that, but I don't want you to... Hey, my watermill's up. Ooh, it's so pretty. That is awesome. And my air conditioner works now. We'll make it... Oh, no. Up to. Make an even 0 degrees in there. That'll stop my food from spoiling. And we'll go back to running at full speed till these dudes decide to attack. And we'll find out where they're attacking from. The orcs aren't usually this... Hold on. Make sure that I don't have another set of them somewhere else milling around. That does, in fact, happen. It is foggy. That does not bode well for me. Oh, they are attacking and they're going to the front. So we'll grab everybody. See if we can get there before they get to me. Haha. Alright, one. Well, you seem to be very ineffective. Oh, well, that sucked. Well, that's one way to lose a colony. Hey! We went out with a bang. with the death of my colony and the French standing up for what they believe in finally, say la vie. Everybody have a wonderful day. Remember, if you like what you see or anything like that, actually we'll just mill around in here for a minute. If you have any comments, concerns, or if you have a particular question or anything like that, anything you like, let me know. Anything you don't like, also let me know, please. I can only get better if you guys tell me. All right, everybody have a wonderful day. Can't believe they died. All of them. That sucks. Yeah, life goes on. We'll start a new